Hi, I'm Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a review and first look at the OneModern S8, a fingerprint enabled portable SSD. So the OneModern S8 isn't yet available yet, which is what makes this video particularly exciting because I rarely get to do things like this, but it has just launched on Kickstarter. If you've not come across Kickstarter before, it's a platform where you can basically get involved in funding a project. And the principle is simple. If the company raises enough money to make their project happen, it happens and you get rewards. Otherwise, it doesn't happen and you don't pay. The great thing is that even though this has only been live on Kickstarter for a few days, it's already gone to 4 times its goal. That means this is definitely happening. And so I'm going to share a bit more about it, what it is, what it does, and whether you should think about pre-ordering one on Kickstarter. So let's start off by saying, well, what separates the OneModern S8 from all the other portable hard drives out there? And really it's about 2 things. It's about security and it's about speed. So when it comes to speed, the OneModern boasts a transfer speed of up to 540 megabytes per second. Now that is thanks to it having an SSD or solid state drive inside. These don't have moving parts like traditional hard drives and also allow for much faster data transfer. It's also USB-C enabled, which also helps with that faster speed over traditional USB. And then there's also the security focus, and this allows you to have up to 256-bit encryption on your device. This means whatever data you store on here is protected. And as part of that, if you then want to unlock it and access your data, you can use a password, or you can set up a password and use the built-in fingerprint sensor. This allows you to unlock it just using your fingerprint, and you can program up to 10 fingerprints on the device. At the moment, it comes in a choice of 2 size specs. It comes in the 500GB model and the 1TB model. This means for most people that's plenty of storage to back up your essentials or save files that you want to keep on the go. In terms of pricing, currently if you go for the early bird tier on Kickstarter, you can get the 500GB model for $99, and if you want the 1TB model, that's $159. If you compare this to something like the Samsung T7, which is also a fingerprint enabled hard drive, it actually works out slightly cheaper. And whilst there's not a huge amount in it, this is much more compact than the Samsung hard drive is. And so whilst I'm talking about how compact it is, let's talk about the design of the OneModern S8. So in the box, you get a USB-C cable, a carry case, and the drive itself. OneModern have deliberately packaged a fairly short cable so it can fit in that carry case with the drive. This is useful because it means you've got everything you need with you. And it's still so small it can easily fit in a pocket. The drive itself has a glossy front and back and matte black sides, but it also comes in a blue version if you want that as well. The base of it has the USB-C port, and then the front has the company logo and that fingerprint sensor. It's small, it looks really smart, and it's perfectly designed for you to hold whilst putting your finger on the fingerprint sensor. It's also super lightweight and weighs just 35 grams. And then if you'd like to know what things are made out of, it's made out of 100% recycled aluminium and tempered glass. This design isn't just to make it look good, but it's also to help it run cool to make sure those data speeds are continuously fast. And then it's also worth mentioning that because this is an SSD drive and not a traditional hard drive, it also runs super quiet and you can't really hear it at all. So let's talk about how easy it is to set up, because of course it does have some configurations that you need to do. And I want to start by saying if you don't care about the encryption and the fingerprint sensor, then firstly, this probably isn't a product for you, but secondly, you can simply just plug it into your computer and you're away. From there, you can just drag and drop your files and do all the normal things you'd expect to do with an external hard drive. If, however, you want to use the encryption features, when you first plug it in, you can find a folder on the device that has the software that you need to install on your computer. Now, the software at the moment is currently supported for Windows, Mac and Android. And OneModern say that actually at the moment, whilst it's in development, iOS support is coming soon. Which means if you want to use it with your iPad, and you will need an extra dongle for that if you've still got a lightning port on your iPad or iPhone, then you're going to have to wait a little bit. It is, however, worth saying that you should never buy a product on the basis of something that might come in the future. This means if iOS support is absolutely essential for you, you might want to reach out to OneModern before making a purchase on Kickstarter. Once you've installed your software, for me that was on my Mac, you can set up a whole variety of things. And the software basically talks you through this process. You then have the option of selecting which files you want to back up if you want to use the automatic backup software, or you can just drag and drop your files. It's also within the OneModern app that you can turn on the password option, and then once you've got a password set up, you can also configure your fingerprints. The process of setting up fingerprints is really simple and very similar to the process we've become used to over the last 10 years. Essentially, you just put your finger on and off the sensor a lot until the software says it's got enough data about your fingerprint to recognise it. And finally, it's this software you use to unlock the hard drive when you plug it into your computer if you are using those security features. All in all, setting it up is reasonably simple, and true to their word, data speeds are super quick. It also means that whilst you certainly shouldn't be trying to drop this, SSD drives are much more resistant to drops. They also tend to be more reliable, which makes them a better choice than a thumb drive a lot of the time. So all in all, I have been really impressed with this. I love the design of it, I love how quick data transfers, and it's something I'm going to be using quite a lot. I think it's really good to have a portable hard drive you can take out and about with you, especially if you need files on the go. And I'm looking forward to seeing iOS support coming in the near future. If you guys want to pick one up, I have put a link to their Kickstarter below. If you've got any questions, do drop them below and I'll try and answer those questions as well, just if you want a bit more insight into how to use it and how it works, just before you make a pledge, if that's what you're thinking of doing. I also want to finish just by saying to you guys that this was sent to me for free, but I've not been paid to say nice things about it. I've basically been given it and given the opportunity to say whatever I like. Likewise, that means if you do ask me a question below, I will give you a completely honest answer about my experience of it. I hope you guys have found this video helpful. Please give it a like if you have. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.